My name is Nik Stewart and I'm a Caymanian doing it. My name is Nik Stewart and I am from Town, specifically Savannah, and I am a business model. So there was this modeling competition and I was about 14 and I did the modeling competition here and I won. I was so shocked. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So we can try this. And then that afforded me an opportunity to go to Jamaica to compete in the Faces of the Caribbean. And that's where all the Caribbean islands come to Jamaica and they all compete. And I was the third runner-up. And there was an agent there from New York Models. And they asked for me to come and I was like, well, I'm in high school right now, so after I graduate I can come to New York. So I waited until I graduated and then I went to New York and that was the start. I feel like the hardest part of modeling is booking the job and the easiest part is actually doing the job. Every time I get on set, it's like a different experience. Everything, how it comes together, the process in preparing, and then when you see the actual final product and it's like, wow, it is completely different from the process. You never get to see behind the scenes, and then you see the product and you can't tell that there was pure chaos on set, but it always works out, and that's one of the things I love about modeling. My advice to any Caymanian who wants to start modeling, do your research. Find a mentor that you can speak to who's done it before, or who can give you some guidance so that you're not doing like trial and error and doing all the wrong things. Find out your market. Find out if there are people that look like you. Look at their journey. With success, everything has a formula. Within the formula, there's a process. And those two things, if you add consistency to both of those, you'll be successful, and I feel like that's anything that you do, really. Baris, I feel like I love that word so much because it cuts the word completely down. But baris literally means you've been embarrassed or embarrassment, like you trip up, and we all saw you trip up. We like baris, we shouted out, and I love that word because it just means exactly what it means. I think people should speak in their accent, no matter where you are, whoever it is. If they don't understand you, repeat yourself. I talk in my accent all the time. Sometimes I'll bend it a little bit, but I can't hide it. It comes out no matter what. Also, I have a backpack that has my flag on it. My keychain has a flag on it. My Wi-Fi is called Cayman Islands. When you come into my house, you know exactly where you are because it say Cayman Islands. I talk about the Cayman Islands all the time, and I try to take people home to Carnival all the time, all the time. Being Caymanian means to me feeling like home. I feel like we all have like a little piece of home. Anybody that you meet from the Cayman Islands, they're so genuinely kind, and if you're out and you hear a Caymanian accent, you automatically like, oh my god, who's that, because it feels like home, and you kind of want to go see who it is, even if it's somebody that you don't know. And it feels so good to find other people outside of the Cayman Islands, and it just feels like home. I'm proud to be Caymanian because it's just who I am. Being from the Cayman Islands, it is so tiny. We always hear people talk about, oh, I can't really find it on the map, but if you have the opportunity to be in the presence of a Caymanian or meet a Caymanian, understand that there's not many of us. And we basically like limited edition. As a Caymanian business model, my perspective has changed by gaining other people's perspective. I feel like being around different types of mindset being around different types of culture. It really opens your mind up. And for me, I feel like when I come home, it reminds me of who I used to be. And when I travel abroad, it just gives me clarity on who it is I want to be. And I love the Cayman Islands. Like, I love it. It's so nostalgic. When I come back, I remember everything, you know, growing up with my grandmother, going to the beach. But I feel like you have to leave at some point just to gain other perspective, and you kind of understand who you are and who you want to be and who you're becoming. One thing I feel like could be improved with Cayman is having more support groups. I feel like there's like a mental health pandemic happening right now, and being from an island, I feel like it's so magnified. I feel like our kids should have groups that they can go to and they can talk. When I say groups, I mean like free groups that they can go and express themselves and get more support, but also especially for the parents. I feel like some parents don't really know who to talk to, and I feel like having other parents that can come together and some kind of guidance, it can help ease your mind, but also help you know what you're dealing with and how to deal with it, and know that you have support. So I feel like visitors to the Cayman Islands should absolutely go to the Cayman Turtle Center. You get a sense of our history on where the turtles came from, why we have them. We have turtles there anywhere from like 100 years old to like 2 days old. And also absolutely go to Stingray City. Get that little bit of experience, go kiss the stingrays. Also come when it's carnival, because that is when our heritage shines the most, and you can go and get some local Cayman food. It is so good. I feel like those three things is a must. What I love most about the Cayman Islands is that I get to call it home.